Okay, hey everyone, and welcome to a very special Class 66 Rocks Stobart review. Now in this review we're taking a look at a Corgi model. Now it is in 1/50th scale, but there's something very different about this particular model. And we're going to see why right now. Okay, so in this model, as you can see, we're taking a look at a limited edition. Now looking at the front bit of the box, you might think, well, it's just a Scania Topline with a curtainside trailer. What's different about that? But if we bring the box a bit further over, we can see it is part of the Sights and Sounds range that Corgi made. So it says, enter into a world that stimulates the senses with Corgi's Sights and Sounds models. Realistic visual effects combined with authentic sounds, bringing the model to life before your eyes. So the plan is, for this review, I'm going to review it first. We're then going to take the tripod away from the camcorder, and then I'm going to show you all the different sounds and sights, etc. that this particular model features. So if we turn the box to the front here, we can see the product code is CC12936. It's a Scania Topline with curtainside trailer and Eddie Stobart limited livery. So as we can see on the other side of the box here, we've got indicators, brakes, headlights, side lights, sounds, and as you can see there on the features, it says front and rear driving lights, trailer marker lights along lower sides, brake stop lights, reversing lights with warning horn, indicator light right and left, hazard warning lights, air horn, infrared remote control, which we'll get to in a minute, engine start idle, engine idle stop, engine idle drive away, engine start idle drive away, engine idle reverse with warning horn, engine start idle reverse with warning horn, pneumatic brake and air horn. And as you can see, it's in 1/50th scale. I thought I wasn't going to come up for air then, because there's that much features on this particular model that I think it's going to be a lengthy review, this particular one. Now I had this off eBay. I won it for about £70 I think it was. I've had it a few months actually, and I've only just got round to reviewing it as I've been trying to get through all my other videos, etc., and get them into some sort of order. So we'll take this particular model out of the box and take a look at it first. Okay, so the first thing that we get in the box is a limited edition certificate of authenticity. This basically says that this certifies that this is a limited edition and is number 0502 or 502 of only 3,510 sets distributed worldwide. And as you can see on the back, it is an Eddie Stobart model with the description like so. Okay, so the next thing we have here, this is basically a card insert of what the box actually is, so we don't need to take a look at that, so I'll move that out of the way for a minute. Okay, so here we have the model. It's encased in a foam tray with a plastic lid on top. If you notice that the box is a bit dirty, this is because it's been in storage in the loft, and because we've got a coal fire, some soot come down the wall recently and just caught the box, but I've wiped it up the best I can. It's not affected the model in any way really, so it's kept the model relatively clean. So what we will do now, we will take the truck out, so taking the plastic lid off first, as you can see. And as you can see now, we've got the truck, the curtainside trailer and the infrared remote just there. So I'll put the box down for a minute and we'll take a look at the remote first. So as you can see, here we have the remote for all the features. So it's an infrared remote, so obviously as you can see, we've got all the buttons here to controlling the functions, etc. I think there is an on-off switch on the cab and the trailer, but we'll get around to that in a minute. So this is the remote I'm going to be using later on in the video. So let's start off with the cab. So I'll just slowly take the cab out of the box, like so, and we'll take a look at it. So here we have the cab. Before we go any further though, I've just got to point something out. When I bought this particular model, some of the wires, well, the airlines on the back of the cab, as you can see just there, were all loose. So what I've had to do is we've had to solder the wires back on again, because none of the sights and sounds were working, and it's taken absolutely ages to get these to work again properly. The previous owner did mention that they might just need a bit of work on them, so between myself and my dad, we spent a weekend redoing it, getting all the wires back to how they should be, etc. So now it works absolutely perfect. Now there were some mirrors which come with the truck, but these are actually in the loft, as we put them in a detailing pack ready to go onto this particular model. So we're getting around to that soon. So let's start with the front then. So as you can see, it's a top line unit, hence the shape of the cab, because at the top of here where it says Stobart, I think there's like cupboards in the actual top liners themselves, so there's extra storage space compared to the Highline units. So as you can see on the top, we've got a visor just there with some lamps on. Unfortunately those aren't clear or light up, so it's a bit of a shame about those, but I'm sure we can cope with that. Moving down under the windscreen, you can see we've got the Scania badge. We have the name there, which is Tammi Leanne, I think it is. So if we just zoom in, we can, oh no, Tammi Leanne, sorry. It's Tammi Leanne, not Tammi Leanne. So I'll just zoom back out. So as you can see on the cab sides, we've got the Stobart cab wrap design. And moving down now, we can see it says 124L and 470. I think it's 470. I'll just zoom in on that just to double check. Yep, it is. So it's a 470 engine, and the number plate underneath there, as you can see, is PX54AZC. So featured on the front of the cab, we can also see we've got the lights and the indicators on the left and right hand sides. So now we'll turn it round to the side. So as you can see, it's a 6-wheel tracked unit, hence the 3 wheels on either side. So as you can see, we have the Stobart cab wrap design and the silver Stobart S arrow just there. And on the top here we have the eddystobart.co.uk website. And on the bottom, if I just zoom in, you can see we've got the fleet number. Oops, bit of bad focus there. So I might just try and bring it up, which is H115 Tammi Leanne. So I'll just zoom the camcorder back out, like so. So as you can see, I think those are dark green or black wheel centres. So we'll turn the cab around to the back now. So as you can see on the back here, we've got the airlines, which I mentioned that we had to do a lot of work on to get this particular model's sights and sounds working again. It was a bit of a tricky job to do, but like I say, we got there in the end and now it's fully functional. As you can see on the wheel arch, we've got the brakes, the indicators and the reversing lights. These particular ones don't light up, but the ones on the trailer do. And again we have number plate PX54AZC. So turn the cab round to the other side now. As you can see, again we have the Stobart cab wrap design on the side and the eddystobart.co.uk website running across the top just there. And again we also have the fleet number, which is on the step of the driver's door this time. So if I just zoom in to there, you can see, bit of bad focus there. So I'll bring the cab towards the camera. As you can see, it's H115. So what we'll do now, we will take a look at the trailer and then I'll get it all connected up and we'll bring the model to life with its sights and sounds. Okay, so moving onto the trailer now. So we'll just move the box out of the way. So as you can see, it's a triaxle trailer, hence the three wheels on either side. Starting with the front, we can see we have the infrared remote receiver just there. So this is where the remote's aimed at to activate the sights and sounds. As you can see, we have the trailer number, which is CT3321. We've also got the airline holes just there, where the airline plugs into. And this also gives power to the sights and sounds of the model. As you can see, we've got some brilliant trailer straps running the length of the model from the left hand side to the right, or front to back, whichever you want to call it. They've got a black strap with like a silver buckle on each one. You can actually feel them as you run your hand down the, well, my finger down the side of the trailer. As you can see on the side, we have the wording Eddie Stobart in white with a red outline and Transtore Logistics underneath. As you can see, we have the trailer legs just under here. And as you can see on the side here, we have some dark green wheel centres on each of the wheels. So taking a look at the back of the trailer now, as you can see, we have the Eddie Stobart wording on the back of the doors, and underneath that we have the eddystobart.co.uk website along with the trailer number. Now down here we also have the brakes and the indicators and the reversing lights, and also some warning panels and the number plate. Now I can't remember rightly which ones these light up on the back, as it's been a while since I've tested it, but during the filming of the sights and sounds you'll see everything in action anyway. So let's turn the trailer around to the other side now. So as you can see, there's nothing much difference on this side. Again, we've got the Eddie Stobart wording, and underneath we have Transtore Logistics, and again we also have the very detailed trailer straps. I'm nearly got my words muddled up there. So that's it basically for the first half of this review. So there we have the Scania Topline with Curtainside trailer in Eddie Stobart limited livery. So now let's move on to the second part of the review and test out the sights and sounds. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm actually lying at floor level at the minute, so I'm lying on my front holding the camcorder at an angle so you can see the entire cab and the trailer. So I'm going to start it up first. I'm going to put all the lights on that come on the front. So obviously you'll see the trailer mark lights working from the front end. So what we'll do then, we'll turn the model around after I've paused the camcorder, and then we will take a look at the back of the vehicle and listen to some of the sounds like the reversing, etc. So let's start her up. Okay, so let's see what happens when we switch the engine off. So that's the engine on off, so we'll knock it on again. And we will sound horn. So that was the horn, as you heard. So now the lights are on. So as you can see, I just caught the engine there. So as you can see, I'm aiming the remote at the receiver, which is just down there. So as you can see, while I'm pressing the lights, They go off when I aim the receiver at the trailer, and they also come on again. The ignition doesn't stay on very long, so we'll start that up again. So as you can see, if we just bring the camera in now, the lights are all on, the receiver's just there, and as you can see, going along the length of the trailer, and I'll keep the engine running for a bit so you can hear it ticking over. As you can see, all the trailer lights are on this side. So what I'll do now, I will just try and come around the other side. Right, so the engine's just gone off again. So if I just move the unit slightly, so you can see the trailer lights lit along this side, like so, as you can see. So we'll just move the camera back a bit. Now the thing with this model is you don't have to stretch the airlines, because that's why it wouldn't quite work before when I had to repair it. So I'm just trying to tilt it the best I can so you can see it. So that should be the lights. So as you can see now, we've also got the indicators on. If the camcorder's picking that up, I'll knock the lights off so you can see that a bit better. The engine's just gone off again, so as you can see, we have indicators on both sides, like so. I'll just see if I can get the hazards to come on actually by pressing. There we go. So that's the hazards on for you. As you can see, now both the front lights are flashing with the hazards. So as you can see, when we knock the lights on, you can't see the hazards as well. So I'll knock them off. So that's your hazards. So I'll use the other features while the truck's at the front first. I'm just going to tilt that slightly actually. So what I'll do now, I'll just switch the hazards off. Like that. So we'll start the truck. So as you can hear, that's the truck pulling away. And if I press the other one, and that's what you hear when the truck's reversing. So that's the front of the model. So what we'll do now, we'll spin the model around so the trailer's facing the camcorder, and I'll show you the other side. So here we've got the back end of the trailer. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to tilt that slightly just so you can see it a bit better, along with the cab. So if we just look there, we can see we've got the cab at the front and we've got the back of the trailer just here. So I'm going to start the truck up, and I'm going to put the indicators on first. As you can see, so I'll switch that one off and I'll put the other one on. Apologies if you can hear something like a theme tune. That's actually my phone ringing, but I'll have to check on that in a minute. So what I'll do now, I'll put both hazards on. So as you can see, that's the hazards. So we'll knock them off. So now start the truck up. And as you can see now, the trailer lights are on again. As I just have to lift my arm to get the lights back on. So we'll just knock that off. So now, if I press this button, that's the truck driving away. Okay, and now if I start it up again and press the other button, we've got the reversing lights as if the truck is actually reversing into a bay. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed the review. So that is the Corgi Sights&Sounds Scania Topline with curtainside trailer in Eddie Stobart Limited livery.